Hello viewers and welcome back to Enclave Comics. Today we'll be traveling from the Marvel Universe to DC, my favorite one really, which houses Batman, my favorite DC superhero. He may be super popular, but our show's topic is a good reason why. Allow me to review Grant Morrison's masterpiece, Arkham Asylum, a serious house, on serious Earth. To begin, let me summarize the plot as spoiler-free as possible. When our story starts after an introduction to a significant character, Amadeus Arkham, or at least a child version of him, we find Batman conversing with Commissioner Gordon regarding Joker's sudden takeover of the facility. Batman seeks to apprehend the Joker, as he always does, assuming it will only be a matter of time, but is soon proven wrong, as the Caped Crusader must traverse many mirrors of Arkham Asylum, his quest. Countering the dangerous supercriminals he has locked up inside, such as Scarecrow, Mad Hatter, Clayface, Two-Face, quite important in the story, and many others, including Dr. Destiny, an awesome enemy to not only Batman, but also the Justice League, and Dream from the Sandman. While his role is short, I love how he's just looking for Clayface, but crosses paths with Batman, and gets screwed over big time. However, along the way, the reader will learn more about the asylum than ever before, revealing a hidden horror previously unheard of. Well, how can I start? This book is incredible, from the legendary art by Dave McKean, who also drew the first cover of the mind-bending comic book series The Sandman, written by Neil Gaiman, to Grant Morrison's epic sinister take on Batman's lore. I tell you guys, what goes on in the story is amazing, unfiltered insanity. From watching Amadeus Arkham's sad past warp his mind, you get a much darker side of the asylum than you're used to. I am also a big fan of how Joker is written as a psychotic clown who is literally in love with Batman. You can read it in the dialogue, speaking of which, every character has a specific text style. Unfortunately, Joker's text can be extremely hard to read on occasion, which is seriously annoying. Otherwise from that I can't really list any additional issues with this comic. Batman is portrayed as a sturdy, calm figure who is always aware and filled with indomitable will. But as the story goes on, he is given answers that make him question his role as the Dark Knight of Gotham, and what that really means. Besides that, Two-Face is unable to flip his coin to make a decision, and instead relies on tarot cards to do so. Most of the character designs are highly impressive. Joker looks like a real devil with humanly sized jaws, and long green fingernails. Killer Croc looks far more reptile than man, even by normal standards for him. And finally, the delusional Batman rogue Maxi Zeus, who believes he is the true god of thunder from Greek mythology, is drawn as a slim but eerie figure who has wires attached to his head and emits a bluish electrical glow. His large fingers do look a little out of place, at least in my opinion. Regardless, he may be truly insane, but his design and lines make you feel as if you were really in the presence of a god. But of course, Batman is never so easily fooled. I should also mention the fact that Grant Morrison wrote this book with heavy use of sexual themes in certain villains, such as making Joker homosexual and basically giving Clayface an STD. Mad Hatter is also mentioned to be a pedophile who loves blonde girls, stemming from his obsession with Alice in Wonderland. Lewis Carroll is actually mentioned in the story. Her famous quote about madness is included before the story even begins. Let's not forget that this novel is the inspiration behind the iconic first outing of the Arkham trilogy, Batman: Arkham Asylum, by Rocksteady, with the plot being a slightly different version of the book's plot. Amadeus even plays a role in this game, and players can learn more about his history via tapes made by Warden Quincy Sharp, who turned out to be the spirit of Arkham. But a little bit more about this great franchise. I played every one of those games, and they are great. Grant Morrison wrote this book at a time where DC had a literal British invasion of iconic writers, who wrote for DC, and later its darker sister company, Vertigo, in 1993, which is meant to be a grittier, more supernatural, yet grounded take on mature characters. Big names like Alan Moore, Neil Gaiman, and of course Grant Morrison wrote legendary stories that will never be forgotten. However, the story for the day was published out of Vertigo, and just by DC. In short, you guys must read this story. whenever you can. It's incredible. All 114 pages of it. I love the atmosphere I felt while reading this story. It was so gothic, metaphysical, and dark. I felt like I was in a strange wonderland with this one. Pun definitely intended. Historical figures from Amadeus' time are also so cleverly used. The action was well done too, and the script was written spectacularly. Arkham Asylum may have been written in 1989 and numerous things have changed in society, but this story is still ageless. Anyways, I hope you all enjoyed hearing my thoughts on this amazing story. Please check this piece out whenever you can. Also, please subscribe and tell me your thoughts on the story in the comment section. On the next video, we'll be checking out the 5 best Scarecrow stories. Who is my favorite Batman villain? See you then.